saying he was allegedly driving drunk. Fargo police made their way to the 3800 block of South University Drive around midnight on Tuesday after someone in the area told police that they saw a driver hit someone's mailbox, a road sign, and then kept on driving, eventually hitting a light pole.
Police say they located the driver, Cory Richardson, and attempted to make a traffic stop. Richardson was arrested and charged with driving under the influence, driving under suspension, DUI, and refusal and fleeing from a peace officer.
Today in Moorhead, a plea deal is being negotiated for Jacqueline Swanson. She's the woman charged with hitting 12-year-old Zamir Rayford and fleeing the scene in April of last year. The crash left Rayford in the hospital for weeks, requiring several surgeries to repair several broken bones.
Swanson faces 2 counts of criminal vehicular operation and has pleaded not guilty to both charges. If a plea deal is not reached by both parties today, Swanson will then face a trial by jury that would begin January 23rd. One North Fargo neighborhood just cannot seem to catch a break, they say, after several vehicles were broken into last week.
Thieves have been taking pretty much anything from vehicles in the area. Valley News team Jacqueline Swanson introduces us to one victim who actually had a part of her engine stolen.
A string of vehicle break-ins has been plaguing the Longfellow and Northport neighborhoods in North Fargo. Amanda Grant is a recent victim of the break-ins. Last week, her dad was out starting his truck when he noticed the glass of Grant's Jeep was broken and the hood was open.
We eventually found out that a throttle body part, some piece of the engine was stolen. They ended up breaking my air cleaner in the process, and then my window was shattered.
At first, Grant was very confused because she doesn't have many items in the car that someone may want to steal. Instead, she found out that she had a much larger issue on her hands.
I just kind of thought they were looking to get something in the vehicle, which I was like, oh, there's nothing in there, no big deal, but they took a part of my car, so now it no longer runs.
Grant would file a police report about the incident and believes she was another victim of the string of break-ins. She can't prove anything for sure, but says that typically there aren't a lot of break-ins in the area. Regardless, the incident has left her without a car, and she's not sure when she will get hers back.
Can take a while to get the pieces because the pieces they took were pretty random, so they'll have to back order it and see how long it takes.
In the meantime, however, she's been needing to find other ways to get around.
Thankfully, I just worked down the block, so I've just been walking, but it's pretty cold, so.
Reporting in Fargo, Jacqueline Swanson, Valley News Live.
Grant says her vehicle has around $500 worth of damage. And a Fargo man is facing several felony counts after investigators say he was in possession of child porn. Michael Markey Jr. is charged with 7 counts of possession of certain materials prohibited.
According to court documents, the North Dakota Bureau of Criminal Investigation received 4 cyber tips over the course of 8 months, which then led them to Markey's home in South Fargo. Valley News Live was there on scene when the BCI arrested Markey on Tuesday. He was taken into custody without incident that day. Special agents say that Markey even admitted that they would find videos in a secure folder on his cell phone.
Court documents say a preview of his phone revealed hundreds of files of sex abuse material, including children between the ages of 4 and 14. Investigators are going to continue to search electronics taken from Markey's home in the investigation.
6:53 here on our Thursday. Another cold start to our day, but there may be a warm up somewhere on the horizon. We're sending things on over to meteorologist Lisa Green for a closer look at what we can expect. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, we are inching toward that warm up, but yes, we're still stuck in the cold air right now. This is our view outside in Fargo. See vehicles going by and traffic picking up. And right now it's okay for anybody hitting the road. It's cold, obviously, but most of us are experiencing quiet conditions. The exception is in parts of the Southern Valley. We'll get to that in a second. In Fargo, 2 degrees. We're actually above 0 right now in the FM area. We are feeling more like 8 below, though, when we factor in that northwesterly wind. Visibility again at 10 miles, so looking good. Sunset, yet again, it's getting days are getting longer, and we're getting a later sunset more and more at 5:09. And in Grand Forks, good visibility in town as well as we're looking toward downtown Grand Forks from the East Grand Forks side. It's 5 below, though, so below 0 there, feeling more like 20 below. And Northern Valley, that is where we have some of our lowest wind chills. A reminder, we have a wind chill advisory for the north and west, and you can see a lot of 20s below here on this map, even 31 below your wind chill in Langdon. So still in that range where if you're not dressed properly for this, it's going to be dangerous for you to be out in the cold. In the Southern Valley, not as bad, but still frigid. We're looking at wind chills for a lot of us in the south into the teens below this morning. So I mentioned that snow, that's affecting places right along along the North Dakota-South Dakota line. Mostly this system is missing us, but if you are in Edgeley, Ellendale, the Oaks area, Lemoore, and then back as this moves eastward into places like the Hankinson area, you could be seeing some snow off and on through the morning hours. So today, it's National Gourmet Coffee Day, and it's actually perfect timing given how cold it is. A hot cup of coffee is exactly what we need here this morning to stay warm. Temperatures as we make our way through the morning hours going to be slowly climbing. You see that not a big difference here by the time we get to the lunch hour. The wind should be on that 5 to 15 mile per hour side out of the northwest. Eventually we'll warm up to about 6 today, and then this weekend, that's when the changes start. We'll go from these single-digit highs to much milder temperatures as we head into next week, and even above freezing, which will be great. But I just want to point out, if you have travel plans this weekend, there's going to be some wind with that transition, which could lead to some blowing and drifting snow, and we'll be watching out for that as we get closer to the weekend here. So all in all, looking good toward the second half of our 11-day planner. Still a little bit frigid here this morning.
Yeah, the perfect excuse to brew that second cup or maybe hit the drive-thru on your way out, huh?
Exactly. Nice warm coffee or hot cocoa or tea or something to keep you warm here today.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa.
North Dakota Governor and former presidential candidate Doug Burgum officially announcing his support for former President Donald Trump over the weekend.
It was a surprise to some since the two ran very different style campaigns. This led some to believe he's hoping for one of the cabinet positions.
Yesterday, Governor Doug Burgum told us here at Valley News Live that right now that's all speculation. He says because Donald Trump hasn't won yet.
The focus has to be on right now on President Trump winning New Hampshire. And the focus has got to be on me doing my day job in North Dakota. If those things evolve down the road, you make those decisions. I know there's all kinds of opportunities in this country.
Governor Burgum made his way back to North Dakota yesterday. He says he's getting ready for the State of the State address that's happening next Tuesday. You can find that coverage here on Valley News Live.
And with less than a week to go until the New Hampshire primary, the top three Republicans are dueling it out on the campaign trail.
Former President Donald Trump looking to deliver a knockout blow to his Republican rivals while also trying to balance his current legal battles. Bree Jackson is in Washington with the latest.
The race for the Republican presidential nomination running through New Hampshire. Former President Trump focusing his attacks on his closest opponent in the state, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley.
A vote for Nikki Haley this Tuesday is a vote for Joe Biden and a Democrat Congress this November, because that's what's going to happen.
With less than a week to go until the first in the nation primary, a new poll shows Trump with a 16-point lead over Haley. She hopes to gain ground and seize on the Granite State's more moderate electorate.
75% of Americans have said they don't want a Trump-Biden rematch. The majority of Americans have said they don't want their options to be two 80-year-olds for president. We've got to move past that.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis made his pitch to voters in South Carolina and New Hampshire this week.
I want to pick up delegates. Everyone that goes out and votes for me is going to help me get delegates, and that's what we want to do.
The fight for votes comes as the frontrunner continues to fight legal battles. Writer E. Jean Carroll testified against Trump during her second civil trial against him. She's seeking damages for defamation. Trump denies wrongdoing, even showing his disagreement with Carroll's testimony while in court, causing the judge to threaten to throw him out.
It's a totally rigged deal. This whole thing is rigged. Election interference.
Drama playing out in the courtroom and on the campaign trail. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Meanwhile, President Joe Biden announced that his re-election campaign raised more than $1.6 million in just the 24 hours after Trump won the Iowa GOP caucuses. Well, we have a quick update on the Jonas Brothers tour. It was postponed in Grand Forks. The Alaris Center expecting to have a final answer soon. This was their official statement on whether or not that concert will get rescheduled and eventually happen. If the concert gets canceled completely, refunds will be automatically issued to buyers.
But organizers say if they get a rescheduled date, then there will be a 30-day window from the announcement date to request a refund.
Well, we've been talking about warming up with coffee all morning here, and happening today, the West Fargo Police Department is inviting you to join them for Coffee with a Cop. That event is meant to give citizens and law enforcement officials a chance to get to know each other in a casual setting and then build trust between peace officers and their community.
It's going to be at Sandy's Donuts on Main Avenue in West Fargo. The meetup starts at 10 today, and it will include a guest appearance from a representative of ND Vision Zero. For more information, you can contact a representative from the city of West Fargo at 701-515-5322.
The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start. Thank you so much for joining us here.